we're going to take a look at this new tool. It's called ShareSentry. I built it over the last couple of weeks. Really trying to fill a niche where there's this pocket where you need to, keep an eye on all the file shares that are kind of in your environment and what files exist on them and things like that. And there are enterprise tools for this, and you can absolutely purchase them. They cost a lot more money. This will just be free and open source, and people can run with it. So one of the things that we're going to do is just go ahead, and I've already configured it on the back end. The big thing that we're doing now is just kind of logging into it. So I have single sign-on set up with it. And it'll pop you in, you kind of just land on this dashboard. Now, obviously, if you haven't scanned anything yet, it's going to be pretty empty. You're not going to have a lot going on here. But within the platform, you can see that I've been scanning against a Active Directory environment that I have in my lab. It's a very small environment. But it's going to show you kind of the unique stats there up at the top around unique share count, unique sensitive files. You can click on it and it'll open up a little side pane over here which will show you those sensitive files, the paths, and things like that. Pretty straightforward on kind of what you're tracking here. If there's any hidden files, they'll show up here. You can then click on it and see, what is that hidden file. If you click over here, you'll see it right there. It's got the hidden attribute on it. It also calculates a risk score of your environment, so it kind of just takes a bunch of different factors from whatever your environment looks like and bundles them up and says, hey, this plus this plus this is making your score like that. My environment, for my test environment here, I had a PowerShell script generate about, I think, 10 or 15,000 file shares all on one server. So it's not like it's some massive thing, but it does still take a while, go through that and scan them all out. Down here is kind of like a general search area where you can just search for anything. So you can search for password. It'll bring back all the shares that have password somewhere in it. You can see passwords is right here. Similar story for pretty much anything you do here. There's also hard filters on the side over here, so you could choose which scan you did, and then choose share name, host name, whatever, and then the types. Right? There's different types just based off of a configuration that we'll have. I'll actually quickly touch on the configuration just so you can see it real fast. Over here in the little rocket thing is our quick actions. That's where we can set up an ad hoc scan, schedule scan, view schedules, export our data, and then also review our settings. Our settings are right here. This is our sensitive patterns. So these are patterns that you can build in that it's going to look for now when it does its actual scanning on the back end. The back end is a Python set of Python scripts that does the actual analysis of everything. But the front end of it here is just this nice user interface that you can use to kind of go through and make adjustments and all that stuff. You can do the different patterns in here. You're going to map it to a type and then the description of it. There's also a tab here called Stored Credentials. This is an area where you can come in and save common credentials. It's not going to have a password field for you, but you can put in the domain, username, IP address of the DC that you're going to scan your Active Directory stuff off of, and all that stuff. When you actually want to do an ad hoc scan, as I said, you can kind of choose that one that we just saw there. You can put in your password and you can hit start scan now. You can also do advanced settings where you can choose the port, threads, organizational unit if you're targeting something, LDAP filter if you really want to target something, batch size, max depth of file paths that you go down, scan timeout, host timeout, and max number of computers that you would scan against if you wanted to have some filters there. And then you can always do a scheduled scan as well. So you come into here and choose the day of the week that you want to scan on, put your time in there. It's 24-hour clock, so you just put in if it's 14:50 in the afternoon, you put that in there. That will then go off, run the scan, and good to go. You can also view schedules. I don't have any right now. I don't know why it says failed down there. I'll have to check that out after. But that's the general kind of gist of how that would work. And then up here, we're already on our overview page. We also have a diff page. So if you wanted to take a look at if we go back to my first scan I did on November 26th, you can see about 10,564 shares. Now we have 10,559, so it's gone down. We can do a comparison of it. It's going to compare those two and give you a nice visualized diff of it. In a large enterprise environment, you're obviously going to have a ton of stuff here. But yeah, this is what it's going to look like. So you can kind of see, hey, here's some sensitive files that were removed or added and things like that. You can also, if we go back to this real quick, we could take this guy here for share 002. We go to network map, and if it's just for people that want to have a certain visualization that looks a little different, you can come into here and you can click on this and you can see the different visualizations that you can pull up. Obviously, if you have something with many folders, it's gonna just continue to branch out. it only will highlight the sensitive ones. It will show other files if they exist on that share in the folder that they're in, but it'll only have the sensitive ones sitting there. Back kind of over here, you also have, recent findings, which I didn't touch on before. You also have your activity, recent activity from whenever your last scan was. It's just a quick high-level overview of what happened. There is a light theme as well, so you can flip it on, and it's like the sun just hit my eyes, and you can see same kind of story, right? It's the same tool. It's just got the light theme for you if you want to go through and use that instead. Yeah, so that's pretty much the nature of the tool. The setup, you can actually use Docker now. I'm going to push it off to a Docker registry as well for folks that want to use that instead. When you're doing your search down here, it's searching against the current scan, but you can also come through and select which scan you want to actually go against. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks.